What it is YouTube, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be going over the upcoming patch notes and BattleBit. There's a lot of buffs and nerfs that I feel like a lot of people are going to be interested in, so without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So starting with the Assault class, you will now be able to use the Honey Badger, the Grozzle, the P90 AS Val, MK20, M110, MK14, and the SVD. This is going to allow a lot more diversity in the Assault class, considering that there's only access to assault rifles, and the only real assault rifles worth using is the M4A1 and the AK-74. In my personal opinion, the AK-15 is a pretty good gun. There's another buff in the Assault class, and that would be that assaults will now be able to use the Ranger armor. If I'm not mistaken, the Ranger armor is currently only usable on medics, which allow you to carry more magazines. Moving on to the medics will now be able to carry 3 C4s instead of their base 4, so this is a -1 nerf, and if you do add on the normal backpack, it will give you 2 for a total of 5. Moving on to the biggest nerf, and the one that I'm looking forward to the most, is that the Crisp Vector is finally nerfed. They have adjusted its damage to 22 from 24. It will now have bullet drop-off damage starting at 10 meters instead of 50 meters, and now the standard and quick magazines will only hold 36 bullets down from 40. This is really big, and the biggest thing in this is going to be the damage drop-off. The damage drop-off now starting at 10 meters will mean you probably don't have to worry about getting cross-mapped anymore. That's a whole 40 meters just down the drain, so this is actually pretty good. I'm kind of hoping that at 50 meters when you try to shoot someone with the Vector, it absolutely does no damage, but that's just wishful thinking.
What?
Now for a buff that I'm really looking forward to because it's finally getting some attention, that the ACR will now finally be usable. The ACR ADS time was buffed from 0.25 to 0.21, the running speed was buffed from 1.01 to 1.05, the control was reduced from 100% to 105%, and the ACR damage increased 25 to 27. This to me does sound like a really good buff. The 25 to 27 damage increase doesn't seem like it's going to be game breaking, but I'm hoping that it will make the ACR a little bit better than the M4, considering that the ACR is unlocked at a higher level. I just feel, considering it is an ACR and what that gun is, it's iconic. It doesn't feel like the Modern Warfare 3 AR, doesn't feel like the MW2 AR, so it's just like, you know, what are we doing, BattleBit? So let's hope this one works. Moving on to the AK-5C, I have no knowledge of this weapon. I do not have it unlocked. I did only take it into the firing range to get this clip to try to demonstrate some of the changes for it. So the AK-5C's damage was increased from 30 to 34. Holy hell. That +4 might do this gun a hell of a lot of justice. You might be seeing this a lot more out there in the battlefield. The vertical recoil was increased from 1.4 to 1.6. The horizontal recoil was also increased from 1.2 to 1.4. So both of those vertical and horizontal were increased by 0.2. The AK-5C's first shot recoil was reduced from 1.5 to 1.0. That might help out a lot actually. And the reload speed was increased by 12.5%. And for the final buff of the video, which honestly might not make that big of a difference for a lot of players, but I am going to test this out once the patch goes live, and the SG550's muzzle flash was reduced from 100% to 85%. In my SG550 video, there was just a lot of muzzle flash, so I'm going to go ahead and keep using the build that I use when this patch does come out and see if it makes it any better. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree or disagree with the patch notes. I would like to just see where everyone's head is at. I know a lot of people in the community are going to be okay with the Vector nerf, but there's going to be a lot of players who are just going to be lost not having their crutch anymore. I don't think I'll be making these update videos like this very often, but if there's anything significant like this one was, I will definitely be covering it. So I hope to see you guys in the next video of BattleBit. It might be a while, I might be taking a short break, but I do have about 2 more BattleBit videos coming out, so you won't be completely in the dark. So yeah, I'll see you guys out there in the battlefield. Adios, guys.